Game number 2 here between Axiom and Acer. We had Ryung take out Innovation. Can he take out another player? Let's find out. We'll be playing on Akalon Wastes. We have so many different language streams for this tournament that the loading screen always catches me off guard. Always. Alright guys, but here we actually are now in this game. And spawning in the top left position of the map, that is Akalon Wastes, we have the red Terran player from Team Axiom. It is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Zerg player from Team Acer, it is Bly. Now, of course, Innovation was the first player that came out from Acer, and Ryung was able to handily defeat him. Unsurprisingly, really. I mean, Innovation's a very good player, but notably weak in TVT. And Ryung just really doesn't lose TVT, so we'll have to see what he's got in this game. Ryung kind of does some interesting things in Terran versus Zerg, and by interesting, I mean he's one of the few guys left that I oftentimes see go for builds like 2-Factory Blue Flame Hellion, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did something like that this game, although it's also possible he could just go Reaper, and it does look like it's going to be Reaper, that gas timing there, so I mean he can still pretty much do anything out of a Reaper opening. Just comes down to, I guess, what he wants to do, of course. Bly's going to go down and take this hatchery. So, some of you guys, since this game is going to start off maybe a little bit slower, might be wondering, Nathan, what has changed about the Acer Team Surrey Cup Season 2? What's actually different? Why should I care? Etc. 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 Well, let me tell you. We've got a different team lineup for this season. We actually have now... Compared to last season, returning teams are going to be, of course, Acer, Axiom, Team Liquid, Mouse Sports, Millennium, and Quantic Gaming. New teams coming in: Invictus Gaming, Western Wolves, Empire Ents, and Complexity Gaming. Of course, Empire Ents is a team up between Empire and Ents, I guess. Which means, you know, players like Elfie, Koss, Braddock, all coming in. So we got new teams coming in. I don't actually see any listed changes for the map pool, but as far as I know, it should be all current. It's likely all current maps, but I can't 100% guarantee that. There's the Reaper now coming out for Ryung. He's going to build his command center and start that second Reaper. The Overlord does spot all of this, so he knows what's going on. Now, the real question is, what does Bly do with this gas? It's not uncommon for Zerg players to take a gas against a Reaper opening, or against a player that they think might do something like that. He has 6 lings coming out. 2 of them are already done. Reaper's going to get shoved back for now, and basically just wants to keep Ryung away as long as it takes for him to get a queen out. And once the queen is out, with its range, it can very easily push back Reapers and pretty much just stop them from doing anything. Reaper's not really the greatest versus units that aren't really low HP and slow. And Ryung's Reaper is actually going to get caught in the center of the field. He needs to be super careful. That Reaper takes a lot of damage from those Zerglings unnecessarily close. There, that was a little bit scary. He still has both of his Reapers alive, but ooh, Bly's just going to get a Roach Warren. He just wants to get super aggressive. This is... How many drones? He only has 19 drones. This is practically a 7 Roach Rush that we're seeing out of Bly. Of course, he's going to be able to mix in some Speedlings with it, but Ryung going for a double command center as his follow-up into Hellions? This could potentially be a game. This could be super big for Bly. He might be able to just take out Ryung if he can execute this attack properly. The Reapers don't have a clue. He sees the queen. I mean, he only sees one queen, which in some manners of speaking could be a tell, but it's not a given because of that. So we'll have to see. We'll got 7 roaches coming out now. Speed is done for the lings. There's not really many lings, but I'm assuming that the idea is you build basically. Well, no, I'm telling you, the idea of this build is you make as many roaches as you can afford, and then the rest of the money gets dumped into Zerglings. So 9 roaches in total being made this game. Now, of course, now we got a couple more Speedlings being pumped out. Of course, the Speedlings won't do too much versus the Hellions and Reapers on this ramp, but I'll tell you what, the Roaches sure as hell will. He does need to be careful. You really can't afford to lose anything like an Overlord in this situation. Now the Roaches are coming. There's a lot of Speedlings behind it. Nothing like a Baneling nest, but there's no wall off at the natural, so what are they going to do? He's going to pick off maybe 1 or 2 Lings. The Overlord does escape, and here comes the Doom push of Bly. It's been completely unscouted by Ryung. He has absolutely no idea. He hasn't seen any of the Roaches. He hasn't seen the Roach Warren. He didn't even, I mean, all he knew was that there was gas taken, which really isn't that much of a tell. So here it comes now. How does Ryung prepare? He doesn't have a Marauder out. He's actually moving around. He's starting to add on some tech. The reactor is now completely useless, and here comes the Roaches. Ryung's going to lift up his depots. He's raising his depots. The Zerglings are going to get on top of the SCVs in the natural expansion. He's targeting down the reactor, trying to open up a door to get himself inside of Ryung's base. Now starting to work away on some of the units. There's a bit of a weakened Roach in the front, so he's managed to chew some of this apart, but once the Speedlings arrive and join this becomes much more difficult to stop. Those Roaches just dealing the pain, and it's just Hellions and SCVs versus Roach Ling. I don't know if he can stop this. More Zerglings are streaming inside of the main base of Ryung. He's targeting down the Hellions. He's targeting down the shooting units that can actually fight. These SCVs are no match for the Roaches, and Bly ripping Ryung to shreds. Ryung throws down the scan. He wants to see what Bly has. He says, okay, we're getting a Baneling nest. You don't even have any drones in your natural. Suddenly regretting taking that 3rd command center. A Hero Marauder comes out, but he'll be killed as well. There's the GG, and Bly ties the series up with a very fast, very quick 1-1 score here at the